はじめまして。どうぞよろしく。So
Take two.
Take two. Amanda. So, what do you think is better about a peer-operated service or a service attending a mental health service with peer workers?
So coming to a service where people saw you as a person rather than and were interested in your whole, all of your different parts of what you're interested in, rather than just in your symptoms and only your mental health, but somebody coming alongside and working with you on your interests and your hobbies and encouraging you along the way.
Does getting involved in a community that has like peer workers who are dealing with their own recovery journey kind of successfully, has that given you more hope that you too, when you've had bad times, has that given you like more hope or helped you to
Yeah, definitely having somebody
see that differently?
who can speak to you and understand where you're at and share a little bit of their own journey, but also in a way that gives you skills and strategies to deal with your own journey. And seeing how somebody else has managed to do it gives hope that you too can be encouraged to keep putting skills and stuff in place to manage mental health.
Yeah, cool, thanks so much. So we got like peer work, gambate on three.
Gambate!
Peer work, gambate!
Gambate!
Amanda, what is your favorite Japanese food?
Okonomiyaki.
Okay. Thank you.
See you!
Yeah. Okay. My name's Jess. I've been working for Brookred as a peer support worker for a year and a half now. I really like the peer support model. I think it's a really good way to build trust and rapport with people and to help them in a place that I may or may not have experienced myself. What I went through may be very similar to what they've been through, and I can use the knowledge that I gained from that experience to help them and watch them grow and move on and be able to live a perfectly happy life. This is Amanda. She's one of the members here. I think she was going to ask me some stuff about peer support work.
Okay, so what do you find most rewarding about peer support work?
I think one of the most rewarding things is seeing the change and growth that someone can make. Watching them when they first come into the centre, and a lot of them won't trust us or trust other support workers or social workers or clinical settings because some of them have been through hell with it. And to watch them grow and build trust and move on and become happy, healthy individuals, it's really rewarding and one of the best parts of the job. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm probably definitely one of those people. I came to Brookred and I was very quiet. That was probably a little less than 3 years ago, and now I'm able to work and I'm back to teaching English with international students, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I remember when you first came, or early on when you came. You were so quiet.
Could you say bye-bye to...
Bye-bye!
I'm Ashley Balsamo, and I'm the General Manager of Brookred, which is a peer-operated service.
I'm Alex Downs, and I'm a peer support worker also with Brookred.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm a member of Brookred.
And also a board member.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Carla Scott. I'm a peer support worker at Beanleaf, Brookred.
My name's Teresa Fawcett and I'm a peer worker for the Queensland Mental Health Service, and I access a number of non-government organisations for my support.
Hi, my name's Robert Budgeon and I'm a coordinator at Brookred.
So we just thought we would ask everyone a few questions. Maybe, I guess, what's it like being a peer worker, or what's it like using your lived experience in your role, and how do you see that as a unique kind of value add that you can provide?
I guess for me, it's very much about being an example for how gone through a recovery process of from mental illness to living independently and living, I guess, a fulfilling and enjoyable life can be attainable, but also being humble with that. I'm not trying to show off that I've managed to do that, but rather use my experiences to maybe guide others who might be having similar experiences and maybe have similar aspirations with what their life is about.
I like, from the teaching perspective, so I do that for a job, I like giving people skills and looking at where people are at and giving people options and ideas for how they can live a better life.
The most rewarding thing for me is probably seeing a person progress and to see them sometimes move on from the services that we provide. I think as Brookred as an organisation overall, the people that we do help or work with get all aspects of life tied into one.
For me, I guess it's actually more about human rights and advocating for people with issues and disabilities. And since I've been around in disability and mental health services for a while, I actually like to see people change and grow and just get older.
I think probably the thing that strikes me is, like Carla said, I enjoy seeing people moving on with their lives, and to a point, hopefully one day where they don't need our service. But I also enjoy the supervision side of that comes with my job, because the better the employees can be of the service, the better things are going to work for Brookred and for the people that we're working with. So I really enjoy that too.
I think for me, what I probably find most rewarding about working in a peer way is that I get to bring my whole self and all of my skills to a job. So I get to bring the accumulation of all the learnings I have in different ways to use in my role. Do you want me to ask another question? We're still recording? Okay.
Maybe one more, maybe challenge thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So what do we all think the big challenges of being a peer worker or using our lived experience in our roles are?
I think a challenge I've certainly come across is learning, well, it's twofold, I suppose. Learning what I'm prepared to bring into my work from my experiences, and knowing what is to keep myself safe, what I need to keep for myself, but also then when I've decided what I am prepared to share, how I can do it in a way that's going to be helpful. That can be a challenge if I'm working, I've gone through psychosis, if I'm working with someone who's struggling with anxiety, how can what I've experienced with psychosis be relevant to them? Is it going to be relevant? And if it is, how can we make something come of it?
Hello, I'm Janet Nah, and I'm a very ancient relic of consumerism here in Australia. This is my friend.
Hi, I'm Gwen Scotland. I'm another relic of the consumer movement in Australia, as well as having been a peer worker in Australia for a number of years.
Hello, this is Lily. I'm peer support worker in Liverpool Hospital for more than 12 years.
And I wanted to ask my friends if they could tell us why we need peer workers in our services. So, Gwen?
I believe, well, I know that nobody can understand what somebody who is experiencing a bit of a crisis or some difficulties with their mental health goes through like somebody who's already been there and come through the other side. We can give hope that if I can do it, you can do it.
You said the word.
I'm sorry, but talk about peer workers.
Yes. I believe for my peer work experience, if I can do it, others can do it. And then in my work practice, we have a lot of consumers come from cultural, linguistic, diverse background, and then they need adequate interpreter service. For my drive, I wanted to all the consumers come from cultural, linguistic, diverse get adequate support, and for them, for their cares, can understand what the professionals tell them, and then exchange their information to the consumers, and then help them in their recovery journey.
Even if you do come from the same background as the people providing clinical services, peer workers can act as interpreters on translating health to English, because that can be quite difficult navigating that system, even without the extra burden of different language. Yeah, and I know it was peers who made a difference for me.
My view is that every service should have some components that are peer-led or peer-run, and that means it's more effective service delivery because the peer themselves has been there and done that and has quick ways to learn to become empowered, to have your own voice and to be able to speak out on your behalf as well as on behalf of your own fellow consumers. I believe every management group should consider taking on peer workers for the sake of more efficient and more effective service delivery and for the sake of peers leading other peers. I can no longer pretend I'm the sick person if I'm the person who's leading other people. So it has a double effect. I no longer identify as a sick person. I identify as somebody who's got a real lot to offer somebody else because I've been there and I've done it, as well as they can do it as well. Now, what do you think?
I think that's really important because that sharing of that experience also means that you start off at an equal place in your relationship, and that can be a huge difference when we're used to not being treated as equals.
Lily?
I think every consumer should be empowered in their recovery journey. They have the ownership of their health and they have the ownership for their recovery journey and they have the hope to get better. I understand that people live with mental illness is a roller coaster experience. It's episodic. Sometimes it can go high, sometimes it can go low, but everyone can and do get better, and then with the adequate support from the family and the friends and then peer-led service, and everyone can achieve the better outcomes and live in a meaningful, productive life in our society.
And the peer worker is living proof for the hope of that for everybody.
There are many services here in Australia that could also be in Japan, in Okinawa for instance, and that would be funding that would normally go to rehabilitation could go to employ peer workers to support people living a productive and worthwhile contributing life. I think it's more efficient to use appropriately trained and appropriately supervised peer workers because they understand where the consumer's at and can help draw them into new ways of thinking and new ways of seeing their life and their own potential. The real key is that we have to show people that they can have and have a right to a contributing, fulfilling life like everybody else.